This is the slave narrative of Richard Miller. Richard was born in 1843 in Danville, Kentucky. His mother was an English prospect born in Bombay, India. She was brought to America by a group of people who did not want to be under the rule of the English government. They landed in Canada, then Detroit, Michigan, then Kentucky. In Kentucky, she married a slave named Miller, and together they had 5 children. After slavery ended, they bought a little farm near Danville, Kentucky, and she sent her children to school, which was frowned upon. One day, their mother was kidnapped and taken to Texas. She was not heard of again until 1871. She finally wrote her brother and told him that she was coming home and was looking for her children. At this point, Richard was in the army and was anxious to see his mother. However, he didn't recognize his mother once he saw her again. She told him things that only she would know, which made him think that she was his mother. When Richard found out who took his mother, he went and killed him without getting caught or charged. Richard remembers a slave in Texas by the name of Brown. Brown was chained hands and feet to a woodpile. Oil was thrown on him and he was set on fire. After the fire smoldered down, white women and children took his ashes for souvenirs. After the Civil War ended, some slaves roamed around for employment. These separations are part of the reasons African Americans cannot easily trace families back generations the way that white families can. George Band was a very strong slave, always fighting to defend himself and never losing a fight. One night, the KKK took his wife, hung her to a tree, and hacked her with knives. Then they went to George's house and took him to see what they had done. When George got there, he asked if he could go back to his house and find something to wrap her body in. Thinking he was sincere, they let him go. George went and got his Winchester rifle and shot and killed 14 of the KKK members. There was never an issue with the KKK in that area after that. George left and immediately went to the north to avoid being killed. When slaves ran away, they would put cayenne pepper on their feet to throw the bloodhound dogs off their trail. The hounds were allowed to lick the blood off their wounds when they were whipped. The overseers and slaveholders wanted the hounds to know what, quote, nigger blood tasted like, so it would be easier for them to find them if they ran away. Richard, like many of the other slaves, said that there were some things that happened in slavery that were so horrific that he refused to talk about them. Thank you, Mr. Miller, for telling your story. May you rest in peace. If you like this slave narrative, please like, share, and subscribe for more content. Log on to burksbooks.com to purchase my book that has slave narratives and pictures of real African American slaves. Thank you for watching.